That was a whole lot of disaster, Jakes. Now can you hear me?
Yes, I can
I
hear
know
you.
what's the reason. That's why I need the call. I think since we were on the call
Yeah,
in the beginning of the live, the
yeah.
oh, whatever it is. Let's start fresh. Hello, everyone. So it's a bit awkward for you. So if nobody joins, they can see it later. So we might carry on like a normal conversation, even if nobody joins, and they can like see it later. Don't get awkward.
Yeah.
It might get a bit awkward, but it's fine. I'm used to of this. Whatever. So, hello everyone. My name is Simran Jain, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. I make videos on studying in UK, lifestyle, productivity, and much more. And this is not what I usually do, but we both thought that let us just make a podcast wherein we talk about how we broke into a data analyst role as an international student. I know it is really hard, and we did a really good podcast before a year or so. How long has it been? So
Yeah, about almost 2 years now.
almost 2 years, you see. So yes, so today we are going to discuss everything of how Jake's got into data analyst, I got into data analyst. So many people don't know what I do as a person as well. So we're going to discuss all that. But before that, welcome Jake's. He has a YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe. After all this, I'm going to write it all in the description box. He makes videos on Power BI and Excel, VBA, everything. Feel free to subscribe him, and he's amazing data analyst. He has published a paper as well. Very smart, indeed very smart. Let's now get started. So tell us more about what do you do, like, etc., etc. Tell us, where do
Okay.
you work, how did you get there?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for doing this. I mean, it's always a vibe with you to be on a podcast like this to to share experiences and all that, and also to your amazing audience. I'm happy to be here with you guys, and please, I know she made me shy a little bit. Please, don't think too much about what she said, right? Because I'm just a normal guy like every other
Uh,
person. Yeah,
you
there's
won't
nothing
feel that
so
if
much
you will
special.
study with him. We all have been classified as nerds of data analyst, if you don't already know.
Well, so that's by the way. I think I'll say we are trying our best. And Sim is also a very nice person, a friend, a very good friend.
Ah,
I've always told her, even behind the scene, and I'll still tell her,
on.
I'm drawn to her because of her boldness, her energy, her her courage, and she's very witty, always eager to do things, and most of the times I'm very motivated
Okay,
by her
that's
spirit,
a
by the
lot.
things she
That's
does.
I'm flattered. Let's talk about it. I can't take it really well in the live video. Ah, Jakes. Think something's wrong
Oh,
with this. Ah,
yeah, I
now it's
think
back.
yeah,
Ah, that's okay. So you do work as a data analyst in Ubisoft, right? Tell us more
yes,
about how you, and if you don't know, despite of he working in Ubisoft, he has got a tons and tons of job opportunities in UK, and that's because of the reason that if you optimize your LinkedIn, so many people, especially young people, that I feel that they don't really know the importance of LinkedIn. I know that job application through LinkedIn does not really work, but if you optimize your LinkedIn really well, then it helps the recruiters to search you, if that helps. So Jax is going to talk more about how he did manage to get few jobs, what is he doing in his current job. So it's up to you, it's your podcast, feel free to speak whatever you want, and then I'll
well, okay, well, I mean, it's nothing special or nothing strange from what perhaps you may have been doing as well. One of the ways is just to, I call it positioning, right? You have to position yourself. It is one thing to have a skill, to know a skill, and to be very good at it. but it's also another to position yourself to the right eyes, to the right people for them to see you. So that's always the thin line between knowing something and then making people know that you know that,
You know
right? So
something, yeah.
yeah, so it's always the things I always tell people. You'll be very good, but how do we know you are good? There is always one common example I always use, even on my channel as well. I tell people, if you are looking for a photographer, right? How will you judge the work of a photographer? You have to perhaps go to his portfolios, is it not? Right? You have to maybe if a photographer without an Instagram profile is like someone looking for job without
Of
a
course,
LinkedIn
of course.
profile.
You know, I read this somewhere else and I did connected with it that people somewhere feel shy of showing their, like, oh, I got a gold medal, but I'm shy enough to write about it. Oh, I got this, I achieved this, but I'm shy
Yeah,
enough to, portray in front of everyone. I'm like, in 2024 or in this generation, if you want to survive, you have to sell yourself, and you have to sell yourself without hesitating. Like, if
yeah,
you have got this, you have got this, and you should own yourself. And you should not be ashamed of telling in front on social platform. And when people give you compliments, just take those
yeah,
instead of getting like shy. So yeah, that's definitely a good point, that you gotta sell yourself in,
yeah,
especially in the job market. Because if you
yeah.
won't say what you know, what you did, what were your projects, why are you laughing?
Nothing.
Like, okay, dokie, that's
No, no, you're making sense. I'm kind of like agreeing with you. Like you're making a whole lot of sense because I mean, it makes me to remind some of the conversations we've had behind the scene, which is like gone are the days when we feel shy about some certain things.
of course, of course.
If you want to be out there, you have to be courage. You have to remove the shyness. You have to market yourself. Nobody's gonna do it for you.
Of
Nobody will
course.
do it for you. So
Yes.
marketing yourself is just all about what we are saying here, which is positioning yourself, showcasing what you do, exactly. Shyam just said it, JP just said it. You can't overdo or
Do
undersell.
our
That's
understood.
like that's
Exactly.
the
Of course.
put yourself out there for the right eyes to see you. But then remember we said the right eye, right? How do we then know who are the right eyes? Which is one of the things that we are looking for to tackle in this podcast, which is how do you know the right eyes, the right audience for you? So take for instance, let's remove data analysis from this. Let's say you are into another thing. Let's say maybe finance or maybe project management or other sort of career path, right? So, but then the people in your connection or the people in your network are more of people in a different field than where you want to be. They are not your right audience, if I'm to put it
Yeah,
that way.
of course.
So, if we want to be in a particular field, we don't want to limit it to maybe data analyst because you're a data analyst. Let's make it general and very generic. If we want to be in a particular career path, the first thing you do is to begin to surround yourself, right? Feedbacking in my instance. I
Mhm.
like this JP, very, very active.
He
Yeah,
is very
feedbaking is also
active, to be honest. He is really on, like,
yeah. So I was saying, so if for instance you want to get into a particular field or career path, you need to surround yourself with people of like minds, with people of almost the same career path with you. Now, I'm not saying it has to be like 100% all about your network. No, what I'm saying is at least to a very good extent, to a very good degree, if I'm to make it in a percentage, maybe like 70% of your audience should be all about people in your career because, and I will tell you why. when you are in that, we are all growing, we are all upscaling. At every point in time, we are upscaling, right? So when we are all moving up, at some point you will feel so demoralized, and there won't be any motivation out there. But if, because you've surrounded yourself with the right people, maybe you might just come to LinkedIn and you see somebody that will put up one thing or another that might motivate you, or maybe that will tell his or her story of probably what you're passing through. Those kind of things, can motivate you and push you, and like, oh, if this person went through this, why can't I? Those kind of things. Or it could be in a different form. Maybe like in my case, maybe I feel like, oh, I'm very good with dashboard, but then you come to LinkedIn, you see a very
Yeah,
challenging, very complex
exactly.
dashboard, and be like, how did
How
this
did
person
you?
do this?
I know.
So you feel challenged, you feel motivated, you want to get on, you begin to feel that you're not there yet. In fact, for me, it's not. I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but it's kind of like the magic behind the fuel, the energy, the what will push you, which is telling yourself that you are not there yet. You are not there yet. At every point in time, you need to remind yourself that, oh, I'm not there yet. I need to keep going. I need to keep going. And you're not there yet comes from the things you see that challenge you. In this instance, maybe like a very complex dashboard, or just like JP said, maybe like in filmmaking, maybe you see a very creative
I know.
video content you've never imagined, how the person got all through the production and all that. You will feel challenged. You be like, how did this person get these? Which tactics did you use? Was there a method? So these are kind of like the kind of things that keep you motivated in terms of surrounding yourself with the right network. Sim and I here, we've been past like since the school days, since 2022, and I can also tell you, like, almost our mutual friends is growing
Yeah,
because
they all
we've
have got the job. All of our
yeah,
friends have got the job. They all are
exactly.
doing data analyst. And to be honest, what JP said and what you said makes sense. What he said was, we should not underdo and we should not oversell. But I believe what you said, that we should do it on the right platform. Like, let's suppose when you are on LinkedIn, recruiters are watching you. So
Yeah,
recruiters are watching what you're doing, and underdo might harm you, but overdo won't harm you. So
yeah,
to be in the eye of recruiters, you're gonna be constantly out there on LinkedIn, commenting on different people's posts. To
yeah.
be able to say that today I achieved this or today I achieved that, just to be in their eyes. So just in case if they have any position open for you, they will be like, I know somebody who can do this. So you should be in the eye of recruiters. Like, I won't go around and share my any course certification over here on YouTube, or I won't go out there on Instagram and share my courses, but I will
No,
totally do that on LinkedIn. So
exactly.
on different platforms, you sell different things.
Things,
So
exactly. You
uh,
just said it.
yeah, but overdo might not harm you as much as underdo will. So try to do it as much as you can. It totally don't like oversell of what you cannot even do, because I have seen
Thank you.
instances where people have oversell themselves that they cannot achieve. But
Yeah.
yes, you should definitely sell yourself, sorry. Which brings me to the next point, Jakes. So what do you think that if you want to break into data analyst, what tools you should know? Like, what should be
Okay.
the tools you should cover?
Yeah, that's a very nice question, and it's important that we address this now. I don't want you to limit yourself to a tool, right? What makes you a data analyst is you, your skill, your analytical skills. It's not about the tool. It's not about Power BI or Tableau, or Excel or SQL. It's about you having that analytical
Analytical
mind,
mindset.
skill. That is what makes you an analyst. So what that means is you don't limit yourself to a tool. There is a very interesting post I saw on LinkedIn. I think it was a recruiter, whether a recruiter, no, a renowned data analyst put it up. And then the person said, um, it's not Power BI that's I think see you saw it's not Power BI that makes you a data analyst. It's not SQL, it's not Excel.
It was Alex Fritzberg, if I'm not wrong. If what it.
I can't remember who said that. So it was a
Uh,
very beautiful post, and I kind of like agree with the person because oftentimes we tend to limit ourselves, especially you see in this day and time. You see a job post that say Power BI developer. What's
yeah.
that mean? Power BI developer. So are you trying to limit that job to just Power BI,
Probably.
right?
Uh,
So and then people begin to say, even on their CV, I'm a Power BI developer. You are limiting yourself
no, I know. So
because when you say Power BI developer, someone who might need your services in Tableau would think that, oh, maybe you're not good with Tableau, or maybe you're not good in other areas because you have limited yourself to just that single term by saying Power BI. Power BI is a tool,
to be
right?
honest, you completely make sense. This is what I have realized after getting a job, that more than tools, your analytical skills matter, and
Yeah,
your reconciliation or the way you present to the stakeholders matters a lot. But in so many cases, to get the job, that matters. Like, to end up in that position, to be able to have analytical skills, you're
yeah,
like, unfortunately, tools matters nowadays. They do ask you in your telephone screening round, do you know this tool?
yeah,
Do you know VBA? Do you know Power
yeah,
BI? So
yeah.
in that scenario, you might need
Hmm.
to say, yeah, of course, I do know this in an intermediate level or advanced level. So
Yes.
in that scenario, what do you think, that which
So
tools are needed to end up with a telephone screening round or a data analyst round?
okay, very, very interesting point that you raised because at the end of the day, in every job post, there is always a specific or desired skill that we need from you.
Of
But
course.
that's where the word limit comes from. So when I said limit, I meant don't say, oh, okay, let me go and learn Power BI. Since oh, most of the jobs are all about Power BI. Or one will say, oh, I think Tableau has the best visualization, and most companies also go for Tableau. Let me just stick to my Tableau, right?
Yeah.
And not so that's what I meant by not limiting yourself. What happens to knowing all of them? Yeah, so somebody will say, don't be a jack of all trades. Well, in this case,
Yes.
I think you should because if you are aggressive, if you are desperate to get into the pitch, I call it getting into the pitch or getting into the game, right? You need to be everywhere. You need to be everywhere. You need to build portfolios in these tools. Don't so let your skill not all be about Power BI. If you think to an extent you've known Power BI, go and also develop your skill in Tableau. Go and develop your skill in Excel. What about SQL? So what happens to knowing all that? That's what I mean by not limiting yourself. So it kind of like makes you versatile and makes you it makes you more open to opportunities because if for instance I only just know Power BI, whenever I see a job that
Yeah.
requires Tableau,
They
I'm
want.
gonna shut down.
Yeah.
That is what I call by limits. Yeah, yeah. So you see yourself, you are limiting those possible opportunities that could come your way because you are stuck in one. But then integrating it with what Sim said, right? Yes, there are still major analytical tools, which by way of the things I've said, I think I've mentioned most of them, right? The basic ones that you see commonly people use, which is maybe like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, right? If you know these four at your fingertips, if you know these four,
Yes.
now I don't want to mention or maybe start mentioning things like there are different ways to be a data analyst, right? So some might also include things like Python and maybe other
Yes.
coding abilities. But it's still kind of like similar to what I'm saying. If in this case, don't also limit yourself to analytical tools or visualization tools. What also happens to skills like Python and other ones? Because Python with Python as well, it can also be. In fact, people consider Python as advanced data analysis because they believe that tools are easily to
Yes.
come by, but for you to know your Python means that you can do very robotic, very rigorous process, data analytical
Yeah.
processes and stuff like that. So these are all just kind of like the things that I would say. If you're knowing all the skills, you
Python,
have to spread,
SQL,
yeah,
R, Tableau,
spread it,
Excel,
spread it so you don't limit yourself. That is one.
of course.
But then going back to the question of how do you get in, right? Because you asked me that question, I think we kind of like diverted, and I needed to address that. How do you get in? How do you get into the right people? Now, there is always what I have shared with people that met me, right? Which is, how did you get this job? Is always the most question people ask me. And I think it's good I said this. And to be honest, right, there was this uh, there is there I don't know if that worked, but it's kind of like what happened. So when I was getting into Power BI and stuff like that, I was building projects. My wife saw how good I was getting. So just I don't know what pushed her, to be honest. I don't really know what pushed her. Just one day she took my phone and started adding all the tech recruiters on my LinkedIn.
I know.
I'm I'm not kidding. I'm
We need
telling
few
you.
people who, pushes us in that way.
Yeah. So you see, like, how do you think of that? How do you think of adding tech recruiters? Because you don't just start now. Before then, maybe my audience were just maybe more of where I was coming from, maybe because I was coming from the financial sector in Nigeria and stuff like that. So, most of the things I will share will just be to those people,
Yes, of
right?
course.
So
Say
you
that.
needed to there was this need to diversify my audience, and that is by what adding people in the field where I was getting into. And not just about people, but tech recruiters. Adding tech recruiters, those who will, whenever you post, they will see you. And you cannot look for job and you're silent on LinkedIn. The first thing you have to do is to remove the shyness and kill all inferiority complex that will come by you. You have to kill it and be
Yes.
bold. Be bold like
Imposter
hell.
syndrome. We all have it.
Yes,
So,
once you hit that imposter syndrome, you've crossed a major bridge because just like Simran said, we all pass through that emotional struggle. Am I
uh,
good enough?
I
Oh
know.
God, I'm
Ask
gonna
me
talk
about it,
rubbish.
Jakes.
I'm
I
gonna
have
talk
had
rubbish.
enough in
I,
life.
I don't know what to say. What am I gonna tell them? They all sound like they've got it all figured out. Who am I gonna so all these things they're gonna come to your head
I
like
know.
you're not good enough. They're gonna
Yeah,
laugh at you.
makes
They're gonna
sense.
say, look at what this person is posting.
Yeah. Actually,
Same all
Sham has
that.
asked a very good question that
Yeah,
we mentioned about how we should surround ourselves with the people who have the same mindset, and they should cut off people who does not align with our mindset. So I won't say like you should cut off people, but we are very good at ignoring people.
yeah.
I shouldn't say that publicly though, but still.
Scratch that. Scratch that.
So, to be honest, it's not that you ignore someone, but when you are with a group of people, let's suppose we are a group of people who on the first place, we were friends because how our mindset matched in order to grow in data analyst role. Like
Yeah.
we all were so much into data analysis, and we all wanted to, you know, be the best in the class, be the best in the project. And there's nothing wrong in that. People might call me nerd, but there's nothing wrong in to be the best. And on the first place, we were friends because of this. See, if I want to be the best in something, I would naturally work on it, and I would connect with the people who are best in it. And I would talk less with the people who don't align with my mindset. You are not ignoring them or you are not removing them out of your life. It is just that you are working on yourself, and in that process, you are not talking to all those who don't align with your goal. That's it. And if they feel ignored, that's none of your business. Just work on yourself. At least for me it is, but Jakes follows a different mindset altogether anyway. So he's a very, you like, friend's friend, and he talks with everyone. And I cannot, trust me, I cannot. If you don't align with my goal, that's it. Am I rude? Am I rude?
No, I see. Right, everybody has rights to how they feel or how they want to handle things, right? But just like you said, I mean, it's not harmful to have everybody. But then I can also understand. Maybe I cannot see it from. I don't know if it's a woman's perspective or if there is
Woman's,
gender
cunning
interference in
woman's
this.
perspective, if I would.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, let's all be on board, right? Whatever you say, just do your own, I do mine, and that's it. So
To be
if we don't
honest,
align, that's fine. We all have
exactly.
our different ways. We mustn't. But then, what that does is, what about the network of those people? And that's one thing about LinkedIn.
Like,
I may
let's
not like
suppose
you,
if
but
you're
but
working
I
on a
can use.
project, if you're
Yeah.
working on a project and you are with someone who is trying to, distract you from that. Oh, let's go to the party tonight, or let's do this tonight, instead of, asking you to work on yourself or motivating you in a right direction. He's pulling you in a wrong direction. What would you do then?
Yeah. Yeah. In this case, you avoid the person,
So,
right? Because no, this time around is coming. It is not affecting you to your goals, towards your goals. I mean to say, right? So if there is such obstruction towards your goal, the best way is to avoid the person.
avoid,
That's
yes.
yeah. Avoid the person. But what I was saying is, but that's a different thing than what we're saying. What we're saying in terms of your network, right? Because the way I see network is like web. If even if I don't like what you do, but I can use you to get to your connection, and that's also one thing people need to understand. I can use you to get to your connection. Um, I can use you to get into your network. It can also be a pool into other
Am I
people's
frozen
connection.
on the
So
live? Because I am on my screen. Am I frozen?
yeah,
Ah,
you're
I don't
off
know.
the screen.
Now, should be better. Yes, should be better now. I have. Hello, Dix. I cannot see you, to be honest. Hello. So meanwhile, he comes back. Am I audible? To be honest, I am not sure if I am audible, or is it my life that's bad? Um.
Hey,
You.
I'm
I was
here,
unable to see you, to be
but
honest. Now you're back. Now you're back, and now I can hear you.
I cannot see you. I don't know if it's me. I cannot see you.
I can see you completely fine. Ah.
Let's ask the audience. I cannot see
Nobody's there
you.
to answer, to be honest. There's one person. If I'm not sure if they will answer. There's no one now. So
Come back to the YouTube because I cannot. I think that's why. I think you left when you left,
now,
or maybe if it's on a picture in picture, something like that. Maybe you
now
need to
can you see
come.
me?
No, I cannot.
Ah, it's because I got a call and I did hang up the call, but I don't know what's problem with my what's the. But I can see you. To be honest, I can see
But
you.
I can see myself, but I cannot see you.
Let's ask the one person. See, there is one person in the life. I know you're not interested, but you have to solve this dilemma whether I'm visible or not.
You're
Just
not
type yes
visible.
or no. I won't take much of your time. Just yes or no. See
You're not
how,
visible.
like, what if this, see, that guy left? That's okay. That's okay. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I am visible. I can see myself.
I cannot see you, but can you see me?
I can see you. See, let's just
Exactly.
open live from my. I can see you. See, oh, I'm not visible. Yes, you are right.
You see? Because
How do
I know I
I?
cannot see.
How do I?
Come back to the. I think you hibernated it or something, so you need to
If I
come back
end
to
it,
it.
if I end it, this live will be ended.
No, don't end it. Try and come back. I don't know if
I
you
can't do that
hibernated.
because I am the.
No,
I am the one who started it. I can't do it. How do you
no,
do it?
no, I mean you can come back. I don't say that you should leave. I mean come back to the app or something. Like I think you hibernated it, so that's why I cannot see you.
Hmm. I don't know. Ah, should I just live end the life? I'm not sure because there's no option to should I end it and start all over again? Not
Okay.
all over, like from the mid. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll start it as a part two.
Okay.